Well, Barnes & Noble called it the game of 2021, and it was created right here in Tulsa. It's called Mind the Gap, and it's a game for multi-generations. Now, I've got it set up here. It's the brainchild of husband and wife team Jen and Chris Armstrong. They have a local company called SolidRoots, and they join us this morning. Great to meet you guys. Thank you so much for joining us. How exciting is this that you guys have this kind of notoriety now, and it's just kind of by accident how you all got started. Jen, tell me a little bit about the backstory to how you came up with this company.
Yeah, so about 3 or 4 years ago, our kids asked us to homeschool them, and that wasn't in our plans. But I went ahead and quit my job and had all this extra time and didn't know what to do with the kids. And we had this idea to create a product around a game that our family plays every Christmas. Like, a lot of people call it White Elephant Gift Exchange. We call it Dirty Santa. And we had the idea to put it in a box and make it easier to organize. And so the kids and I figured out how to put together a prototype and manufacture something. And next thing we knew, we were getting calls from Hallmark and Walmart.com, and they wanted to buy it. And so as we started selling those games to a small amount of retailers, we thought, well, our family loves to play games. We have lots of ideas for games. And so we started just like churning out games that our family plays. We have a game called Momo's Shanghai Rummy, which is a rummy game that my great grandmother tweaked, and we put that out into the market, and it did really well. And the next thing we knew, Chris was quitting his job, and we owned a game company with our kids.
Yeah, and Chris, this isn't like a family affair. I know it's the kids, but you all have other family members involved. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so our kids basically run our social media, but we have hired Jen's brothers and sister-in-laws, and my mom runs all of our operations. And so almost everyone that works for us is either a member of the family or we have adopted them into the family.
So SolidRoots is the name of the company. Mind the Gap is the game that's been so popular this past year. Were you guys surprised at its success? I want to, just so folks know, it's a trivia game. It's a board game. The categories include TV, film, pop culture, music, headlines, slang, and slogans, and they're based on the generations, whether they're Gen X, Gen Z, Boomer, or Millennial. This game, I've not played it, but I set it up and I looked through it. I thought, this is awesome because you've got everybody involved.
Yeah, that's what's really great about it, and I think that is what attributes to the success of the game, is the fact that there's a lot of negativity between generations, I think, especially the last few years. And this is something that is meant to bring the generations together and to celebrate the best that every generation has to offer. And it is intended for you to collaborate with each other to get all the way around the board, because there are a lot of questions that your grandma's going to know the answer to that you have no idea. But then there are questions that your kid is going to know about YouTube that, none of the older people can guess. And so it really takes every generation contributing in order to successfully play the game.
And I've played those games where they're real heavy on one side and you're just bored sitting there. So if you created a team that had one member from each of these generations, you could really run the board, so to speak.
Exactly. That's the whole point of the game.
Well, what cracks me up too is you have right in the center, I've put out the challenge card, and these are either dances or songs that you hum, and if you don't know them, then you can put them off on the other team. I bet that gets pretty competitive, if you will, because you're like, it's strategy. I mean, you have to decide, it's like, who on that team will definitely not know that song.
Exactly. Yeah. You don't know, your grandma might be able to hum the theme song of Andy Griffith, but, does she know SpongeBob's theme song? Who knows? And it's really fun to watch, your teenager do the twist or your mom do the whip and nay nay. Like, you just don't know what you're going to get. And it adds a lot of good times.
You guys have about 20 different products. This is just one of all of those. Obviously, you can check out the game at Barnes & Noble. What a great honor, but they also have a lot of different products, and you can learn more at SolidRoots.com. That's the website where you can order the game, and we'll post more details on our website at newson6.com. It is great to get to visit with you. I hope that we can maybe make this a quarterly thing where you can share with us some of your other games, especially your one called Fright, which I think would be perfect around Halloween.
It's
yes,
fantastic.
it's a great game. I can't wait to tell you about it.
All right, take care. Thanks for being with us.
Bye. Thank you.
Thanks.